Welcome to Zone In Sports, your favorite spot for real talk, bold takes, and everything in the zone when it comes to sports. From hard-hitting analysis of the Miami Hurricanes football to the hottest stories across the sports world, we're bringing you that energy, passion, and a little bit of swagger, just like the U. So whether you're tailgating in the Coral Gables or arguing in the group chats or just vibing in your way to work, buckle up. You're in the zone with your host, D. Hamp.
All righty out there. Hey, we had some technical difficulties here. And you can't hear me? Hold on one
With
second.
the volume. I
There
can't
you
hear
go.
you. Can you hear
I
me?
can hear. Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
All right, hold on one second here. Check it again. Hey, what it do, Mike Jeezy? There. You still can't hear me? Hold on. Hold on.
I can't hear you, D.
All right, hold on one second. I don't know
What's going on?
All right, there. Hold on. We're going to get E back on there. Hold on one second. All right, guys. Now, hey, check it out here. I usually have a whole strip put together. And after watching the games yesterday, and you guys kind of know everything that's going on behind the scenes, it's a little disappointing, to say the least. Now, I want to just start off by saying I'm proud of the Hurricanes. I'm proud of the things that they've done this year. I'm proud how they battled back against the naysayers. I'm proud that they came together with all the controversy that's kind of been around the team. Now, in saying that, we do know some of the stuff that happened is because of their own doing. You know, they let some games slip away that they shouldn't have. But even in saying that, is no reason this team should not be a playoff team. Can you hear me now, E? You can't hear me? What is going on? Why you can't hear me there? I don't know what's going on your end. Because I can hear you. Hold on one second. Make sure ain't nothing messed up here on my end. Oh, I can hear you.
What is
just
going
can't hear
on
me?
with this stuff today?
Hey, sometimes this stuff just happens. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Hey, can y'all hear me out there okay out there? Somebody press 1 in the chat if you can hear me out there. Just make sure. Let me get a mic check. Just start it off. Somebody put 1 in the chat.
Okay,
All right,
there
there, Mike.
There we go.
All right, you got me.
Yeah, damn.
All right, now I just told him, man, we no matter all the circumstances out there, I said I wanted to start off this segment by saying I'm proud of the Hurricanes, no matter what they fate lies, and even though a couple of games slipped through or amidst, it's no reason to say this is not a playoff team. They came out, did what they supposed to do against Pitt. Played better actually than what I thought they would play against Pitt, as far as, you know, putting up points and everything. So, in saying that, what you got to say there?
I'm gonna piggyback what you just said while I'm trying to cut these Hawaiian bread. I want to say the same thing. I think they did really well this year. What's discouraging is the fact that Miami is held to a different standard over 2 losses than the other teams with 2 losses. Okay, I think that's wrong. They're being held to a different standard because people keep bringing up the fact that they lost those 2 games to Louisville and SMU. And my rebuttal to that is, well, what about the other 2 lost teams? You're not holding their losses against them. But I digress. It is what it is. And we can sit here all day long and say it's not fair, it's not fair. We know it's not fair. Anybody that knows football, and I want to give a shout out to some of our former classmates and our former players from our high school. If they watch it, you know who you are. I got a lot of respect for certain individuals because they know the sport. They played Division I football. They know the sport.
Right.
And I want to shout them out because I had a little back and forth on Facebook.
Right.
And I'm not gonna be in my feelings about it.
Right.
Okay. My personal opinion is this. Out of all the teams in the playoff bracket, projected, first, second team out, whatnot, I think there's only one team that matches up and that could beat Ohio State, and I think that's Miami. I believe they're the only team that matches up with them in the trenches, in the secondary, both sides of the ball, evenly matched. I believe they're the only team that matches up with them.
Mm.
That's my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right.
Right.
I think Miami could beat every team on this playoff bracket, projected, whatnot.
Right.
Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, TCU, easily, no problem.
Yeah.
Easily take care of Notre Dame again, this time on a neutral field with no rain. I think it would be even worse than the first time. I really do. I think it would be even worse. They dominated Notre Dame in the first game, and then they let up in the second half. So I don't even think it would be a question.
Right. Now, this is my thing. It was funny that I seen this posted. Before I even get to before I talk about the Texas A&M schedule, I posted up something that you and I talked about, I think a couple of weeks ago, about the Malachi Tony situation. And boy, that was a lightning rod. Now, for you guys didn't see, I clipped a short with E and I. E said that Malachi Tony should be considered. Now, see, this is where people get their feelings. They thought we said he should be the Heisman winner. We said he should be considered for the Heisman.
I think he should be considered. You know what? Not even in the top 4 or 5. But the Heisman is supposed to go to the best college player.
Right.
Regardless of position. They've made it a quarterback position. They've kind of phased out running backs a little bit. I know Genty was in there last year and he didn't get it.
Right.
They're going to have Jeremiah Love in there. He's not going to get it. They want to. It's probably going to go to the Pavia kid from
Vanderbilt.
It's probably going to go to him, more than likely. It's probably going to go more to him.
Yeah.
Fine. All I said was, for what he's doing as a freshman, there should be a senior in high school right now.
Right.
I feel like the kid should be considered, just considered. Certain people have said, well, your school has to promote your players, and I may agree with that to a certain degree.
Right. To a certain degree, because talent is supposed to count for something. And
then your talent speaks for itself. Missouri didn't have to promote Luther Burden nationally.
Right.
His game spoke for itself.
Right.
Notre Dame doesn't have to promote Jeremiah Love. His running skills, minus playing against Miami, speaks for itself.
Right.
Colorado didn't have to promote Shador.
Right.
He was already there with Jackson State or the other, what's the name? That's with So the school doesn't have to so much promote. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but if the networks are the ones, they are the press. They are the ones putting it out there.
Right.
And all I said was, if Malachi Tony went to a big SEC school, or if he was going to Ohio State or even Penn State and they suck this year, or USC and Oregon, his name will be out there more.
Right.
But because there are people at the Cable Sports Network and the ACC Conference that have disdain for the University of Miami, it is what it is. They don't like Miami.
Hey, and Mark, the funny part, I don't mean to cut you off. When I was listening to the ACC Network, it's interesting how now all of a sudden they on Miami bandwagon. But in piggybacking off of that,
Too little, too late now.
Mark Richt said something interesting. Because I don't think Mark Richt was supposed to say what he said on air when he said out his own mouth that there is biases against Miami yesterday. Now, that might not be a quote word for word, but that's what he meant. He said that the head-to-head matchup, and because the biases in football will probably keep Miami out. So that's just letting you know from somebody that's formerly coached, knows the program, knows the landscape of football, what's really kind of going on behind the scenes.
Listen, you nailed it. And here's the thing: he's a former player at Miami, but he was a former coach, offensive coordinator at Florida State for Bobby Bowden, head coach at Georgia, won 2 SEC titles at Georgia. He knows what's going on. He's telling you what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's real. It's absolutely real. Of course, there's bias. I told you last week there are people from the 80s that still hate Miami. People in Notre Dame still hate Miami for what happened to them in 1985 when they beat the crap out of them. Faust's last game coaching.
Yeah.
They're still because they weren't supposed to do that. They wasn't supposed. That's why they was always thug you, because they knew they knew that they were going into the inner cities of Miami, getting all the black boys that were the real dogs, and now all of a sudden they whooping everybody.
Right.
So like I said, either you like a Miami or don't, but either way, if you're a college football fan, there should be some red flags raised.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, I think they want a rematch with Ohio State and Notre Dame in the final. And this time, I think Ohio State going to get screwed. That's just, I could be wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen. Unless miraculously they change their mind and don't put Notre Dame in, which I doubt.
Yeah, I doubt
and
that.
They already, listen, man, they already said if Duke were to win the game against Virginia in the ACC title game, the ACC is going to get left out of the whole playoff bracket completely. They'll put James Madison in there along with who is it, North Texas or they're going to put 2 G5 teams in and leave the ACC out.
Right.
ESPN wants this.
Hey, because they said we need to see a matchup again.
I would love to see a matchup, Big Kev, and I think you and I both know the outcome. I think we both know the outcome. If all I'm saying is this, if you take Miami's current record and Notre Dame's current record and put them side by side, they've had 4 common opponents: Syracuse, NC State, Stanford, and
Pitt.
Pitt. 4 common opponents. Miami is 4-0 playing ranked teams. They're 1-2.
Right.
The only team they beat that was ranked was USC. I don't think Pitt was ranked. Another red flag for all college fans: when Pitt's coach tells people in the media, "I don't care about this game. We can lose this game." If you're playing to all the guys who played football, how would you feel about that if your coach says, "Hey man, we can lose this game at home against this team, it don't matter."
Right.
The other coach at Syracuse, punk ass Fran Brown, he pulls his quarterback and starts the lacrosse guy to be the quarterback.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? And you basically laid down for Notre Dame. You laid down 70-7. Are you serious? And then you got the nerve and gall to have a post-game presser and say, "We were humbled." No, fool, you were humiliated. You weren't humbled.
That's why I put that video out, because I'm like, for you to walk up to the mic and say it's a humbling experience. And then what I listened to his interview, and I know we're getting a little bit off topic there, and he was just praising Notre Dame. And I'm thinking, like, what coach goes in, get their butt kicked 70-7, and tells the national media he wants to be like the other team? I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I'm like, you getting your butt kicked on the sideline, the other team sitting up there laughing at you basically on the sideline, and you telling the national media, yeah, I got a lot of respect, hey, I want to be just like that team. I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
It's a shame. It's a shame. But you know what? It is what it is, man. I don't like what he did with Michael Irvin. You're going to go up to Michael Irvin and try to be all hard, talking about it ain't going to be like this next year or something. But then when Notre Dame beats your ass, you got nothing to say.
Hey, this is a good question, Mike Jeezy. I got you coming up in a few minutes, Mike, too. So hang in there with me. He said Lane Kiffin is going to LSU. So what happens to old LSU? Now, before you answer, E, I seen an interesting take, or I might have read it today on 3. And this is where the spin finna come in. Damn, near made me say shit. But excuse me, I apologize out there to everybody. Now it's like Ole Miss should let him coach the playoffs because it'll be a disservice to his team. Hell, it's a disservice for him taking a job if you got a team in the playoffs. But now you're trying to spin it because it's going to look bad in the national media.
It don't listen, Dwayne. ESPN been talking about this soap opera shit for all this week. All this week they've been talking about this. Where is he gonna go? Where is he gonna go? Where is he gonna go?
Right.
It's kind of annoying now at this point. College football right now is all jacked up. It's all jacked up because of all this controversy going on, and they're not respecting head to head. Come on, y'all. You ain't, whether you like Miami or not. What's up, 850 Kane? Whether you like Miami or not, fine. Put that aside. Just as a college football fan, high school, NFL, just football, period.
Right.
If you got two teams that are evenly matched, and they played each other, and they're tied at the end of the season, what is the deciding factor at this point?
No,
whether it's high school, JFL, NFL, CFL, XFL, what is the deciding factor? Not just the eye test. What about the field test?
Right.
They played each other, and one team beat the other, and everything else evenly matches up. You got to take the team that won.
Yeah.
Why do you not take the team that won? They played on the field.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it. Well, it was at the beginning of the season. I had somebody arguing with me about Notre Dame should have been ranked after they started the season 0-2.
Right.
In what sport do you go winless and you still ranked?
Hey, and then on top of that, not only was they winless, this is the crap in the ish that kind of ticked me off. People don't remember week 3 or week 4. The pundits said if Notre Dame runs the table, they probably wouldn't make the playoffs. Why? Because their schedule was so weak and they wouldn't have played a ranked opponent. They already knew how weak Notre Dame's schedule was. And that's no shade. So they got to play who they got to play. You know.
So having said that, it was very convenient. It's very convenient for the cable sports network because they influence the AP poll, y'all. Don't get it twisted. The Associated Press is ESPN.
Right.
They are the majority of the writers. They are the majority of the press. That's them. So it's them now who say, hey, we're going to move Notre Dame. After they're 0-2, they were 22 or 24. They beat Purdue and they moved them to 16. That should have told everybody right there what's going on. Why you jumped to number 16 and you 1-2 and Purdue was nobody?
Right.
Then they beat Boise State. Then they went down to Arkansas and whooped Arkansas, and then Arkansas fired their coach.
Right. And Boise State had got smashed, I think, the first game of the season, didn't they?
They lost to South Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
They lost to South Florida. And then South Florida beat the Gators and got ranked. And then they came to Miami, and Miami beat them.
Right.
So, like I said, man,
It's crazy.
It's too much. Put aside. I wouldn't care if it was Miami or anybody else. What's right is right. This is not right. When you get done talking, this is not right. Period. I don't care what anybody said. It's not right. You go off head to head. I don't care what. It's head to head. Period.
Right.
Play. What the hell is a good loss? There's no such thing as a good loss. You lose, you lose.
Yeah.
If the Rams lose today, is that a good loss? No, it's going to count against them when it's time to position yourself in the playoffs.
It only counts in college. That's the only time they be talking about a good loss and stuff like that.
Because all my football fans out there know, my college football family, we have to get rid of this committee. You have 12 people on the committee, and only 2 of them know anything about football. The rest of them are nothing but writers.
Yeah.
And they are influenced by the cable sports network. I'm sorry, it is what it is. That's who because they cover everything. Every weekend is must-see TV. Tune in on Tuesday to see the college football rankings. So if ESPN has cornered all that, they want all the eyes on their network.
Right.
They're going to keep this controversy going, just like with Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. They're keeping this controversy going. Where is he going to go? Where is he going to go? Is he going to stay at Ole Miss? The Florida thing is out now. Is he going to sign with LSU? Come on, this all BS. Get rid of this committee. Either bring back the divisions in each conference so we can do away with this eye test crap, or get rid of conference championship games altogether. And then if you finish in first place in your conference, i.e. and like in a lot of football, high school, Division II, if you finish in first place in your conference, you win your conference. You don't have to have a conference championship game. I mean, come on. They only doing this because they want the ratings. They want the ratings. They want the ratings. They want the ratings because everybody going to tune in on Tuesday.
Now, check it out. Now, this is what I want to talk about, okay? Now, they were raving about Texas A&M, and of course, that game yesterday they could have lost. But hell, their schedule isn't crap. And they was ranked high. I mean, they beat Florida 34-17. We smashed Florida too. They beat Mississippi State, no good this year. They beat Auburn, no good this year. They beat Notre Dame. We beat them head to head. They beat them 41-40.
They beat them by a point.
Yeah. They beat Utah State. Woo. Okay. They beat University of Texas San Antonio. Okay, woo. I'm like, what in their mind makes them think that their schedule is so much of a beater than anybody else's?
Look at Oregon. You can make the same argument for Oregon. That's why I say, look at all these 2-loss teams. You want to dump on Miami and say, well, y'all lost 2 games. So did Vanderbilt. So did Oregon. So did Alabama. So did BYU. These are all 2-loss teams. It's some more 2-loss teams. But you're going to tell me Miami, the odd one out?
Right.
Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me, right? See, Nick Saban gave away the cheat code yesterday on game day. I know people didn't want to hear that. They didn't like that, but he said it himself. Right. They're the only team that looked Sunday ready. That says a lot. Yeah. It's coming from him. Right. Sunday ready. And they would be the most dangerous team in the playoff because they got the talent. They got the trenches. Right. They got a 5-headed monster at running back. They 8 deep at wide receiver. They 8 deep at the defensive line. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a damn shame. You're not going to be able to see Bain and Mesidor in this playoffs and what they would do against these opposing offensive lines, because I watched them all yesterday. I'm like, Miami wouldn't have no problem with Georgia. They wouldn't have a problem with Alabama. They wouldn't have a problem with BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon, Indiana. They wouldn't have a problem with them. They would kill them in the trenches. The only team I say they would be a real challenge will be Ohio State, because Ohio State is big in the trenches.
Right. Hey, I'm going to drop this link, y'all. Big Kev, you can smash this link if you want to come on.
Don't smash it, Big Kev, because we ain't trying to hear that shit about Notre Dame.
Hey, Big Kev, smash that link if you want to come on. Mike Jeezy, smash that link if you want to come on. I'm going to drop it now for you too.
Come on up in here.
Come on up in here. Hey, look, we got to have the Notre Dame fans up in here because, hey, look, that's the thing. I want the Texas A&M fans. I want the Notre Dame fans up in here. I want the Oregon fans up in here. I want them all because, see, unlike the committee that's biased, we already know. We just go give you the facts. We ain't in our feelings about nothing. We're going to give you the facts of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm going to bring Mike Jeezy on stage and let him speak for a second. Hold on 1 second now. What up, Mike Jeezy? Duval, what's coming, baby?
Duval, you already know. Big E, what's happening? What's going on? Man, I agree with everything Big E said, bro. Hey, you know what I'm saying today, bro. Like, bro, I said it before the season started, and I stand on it now.
Oh, you broke up there, Mike. Hold on 1 second. All right, he'll come back in there. But yeah, heading back, Big E. We're looking at this playoff picture. We really hadn't dived into the whole playoffs itself. But the committee, whether people want to believe it or not, have shown I would think other teams feel like they've been slighted too. And I'm just going to put that out there too. It's some teams I know that they feel like they've been slighted themselves. But when you just look at Miami overall, body of work, I know people say they lost to 2 unranked teams, but they also beat more ranked teams than the other teams you letting in. So that just doesn't make sense.
It's only one team in question. And that's the team they beat.
Right.
That's all. It's the team. I'm just asking all my college football people to sit there and use your rationale. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
It's the team they beat head up. Their strength of schedule is not stronger than Miami's.
Right. I already know.
They played 4 of the same common opponents. They played Arkansas. We played Florida. They played Boise State. Miami played Bethune-Cookman. Miami plays a black college every year and has been since the 70s. The 70s. Because you know why? The University of Miami basically is donating to either FAMU or Bethune-Cookman. But last year they paid – who they played? They played FAM last year. They gave FAMU $750,000, $500,000 to play the game, and an extra $250,000 to bring their band down from Tallahassee.
Right.
They play FAMU next year.
Right.
Guess what? They're gonna pay them again.
Right.
You think the small college ain't gonna take that money?
Right. All right. 1 second, E. I got Mike Jeezy. You coming back on? Armando, you in the backstage. So give us a second. We're gonna bring Mike up. Duval up in the house. All right, you back in there, baby.
Yeah, my bad. Yo, man. It did, man. Like, it's no comparing with Miami and Notre Dame. We beat them. It's no strength of schedule, common opponent. Bump that we beat y'all. It's nothing. We beat y'all. We ain't got shit. No resume, bro. No resume to get shit. No, I'm talking about it's nothing, bro. It's no common opponent. No, the common opponent head to head. We beat y'all. I don't give a darn. It was week 0. We beat y'all. Right. I don't give a darn. It was 1 point. We beat y'all. I don't care about, y'all. There's no common opponent. The opponent is head to head. We beat y'all by 3. Actually, we covered the spread because Miami was the underdog, 2.5 plus 2.5. So Miami won. She took Miami money line. That's easy money. You know what I'm talking about? So in the day, it's no looking at no next message when you got Miami Notre Dame when we played on the field and Miami won. But if Notre Dame would have beat Miami, you think we'll be doing all this, bro?
If Notre Dame had beat Miami, if we only had 2 losses, they would be counting us as a great win.
Thanks.
You know, that's the thing that's kind of ticking everybody off because you got the TV pundits that know football, that have played football, telling you that a game played at week 1 don't matter.
But get what? But get what they're gonna tell you that because in the day, get what they ain't gonna say it's about money. They ain't gonna tell you that Notre Dame was a Catholic school. They ain't gonna tell you Notre Dame has an NBC contract. They ain't gonna tell you that. They're gonna try to make it football to make the people like they ain't gonna tell the people the truth. They're gonna give you some BS. The program you think it was about football. It ain't about football, but BE said something about that rating too, the committee. You know what I'm talking about? How ESPN, you know what I'm saying, want you to watch the ratings. Cause think about this. I just said this on another show. Let's say the rankings would should like they have Miami over Notre Dame as you know as they should be. There ain't no sense to watching the rankings, cuz. Ain't no sense to watch. They want controversies to bring in ratings, cuz.
Yeah, facts.
But I always say if you watch ESPN, right, you gotta know what ESPN stands for: entertainment, sports, programming. It's to program you. You feel me? So you ain't gonna get the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Gonna get BS just like that Lane Kiffin situation. Like, bro, why? It's gonna bring ratings. At the end of the day, bro, this is what it is. You gotta think. SEC just got that contract with ESPN. That's why you see all pretty much ESPN. I mean SEC games get played on ESPN and ABC. And ESPN affiliated with Disney. It's about that money, bro.
Right.
Yeah, real
I see
talk.
people putting in here out. They blame the ACC for making Notre Dame join the ACC conference or stop letting them play. I get all that, but even if they was in, the markets to be, it's like the SEC. They top heavy. They're going to promote their top heavy team. If Kentucky was doing as good as some of these other schools, they wouldn't give a damn about Kentucky because Kentucky is not the money maker of the conference. That's why people railing against Duke. The ACC problem is that you shouldn't have or want a 5-loss team in the championship game. That's their problem. Now, give me 1 second. I'm going to bring Armando up real quick, and I'm going to keep you on, Mike. Hold on 1 second there. What's going on, Armando?
What's going on, brothers? Happy Sunday to you all, man.
Hey, same to you, brother. What can we do for you today? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Mike Jeezy, man, he made a valid point. He was talking about the ratings. And I think, and this is just my opinion, man, I think the committee come Tuesday night, they're not going to have a choice but to do the right thing because there's noise outside the Miami fan base. There's noise. I mean, man, everybody I'm a Georgia fan, lifelong Georgia fan, bro. And I think it's a screw job that they're doing to you all. You beat the team head to head on the field. Then you look at common opponents. Y'all blew Stanford out. Y'all beat the brakes off Pitt on the road in the same stadium. Now, I think the reason why they have to stand on business come Tuesday night is because of what happened in Berkeley. What happened in Berkeley, SMU getting beat. Now you run the risk. If you're the ACC, you run the risk of not having any team in the playoffs. And I don't think they're going to allow that to happen. If you look at the brackets now, okay, as is, you got Ole Miss playing a first-round game against James Madison. Man, come on, back to what Mike said. It's about money that will kill the ratings. Who do you want to see? Do you want to see Ole Miss in James Madison, or do you want to see Ole Miss in Miami in the first round?
Hey, look, they're going to go back to Armando like it was last year first round when you had all them blowouts and people was like, why did you let these teams in when they was getting their head beat in the first round?
Exactly, man.
Say that again for the audience in the back. They let SMU and Clemson in, and Clemson put up a little fight against Texas in the second half. SMU got dog walked by Penn State.
Right. Hey, and then you got to look at the similar fight this year too, man. Real talk. Miami get in. I'm gonna say it again. Miami get in. Miami be any team in the country, any team. I don't give a damn who you at, where they at. I don't care. They can be playing in Africa. Line it up. Miami is one of the. Matter of fact, Miami might be the second best or the best team in the country. Real talk. Right now.
I'm gonna say
right
this.
now.
I'm gonna say this because I was thinking of something Armando said, and it made me think back to something I told Bigger to E a couple of weeks ago when we started talking about this playoff picture. And I said, remember when I said, Big E, I said, Paul Feinbaum went out making the case for Miami. Paul, and people don't understand how big of a platform he got. Then you start getting other big name commentators that, and they on ESPN, they putting this pressure on the committee because they could see what's kind of going on in that worm that you open it up, that Pandora's box that you open it up. Now, will it happen? I don't know. But usually when you got the big heads, the big announcers, basically putting them on blast like they doing, don't think they don't hear it.
Well,
I mean,
But
go ahead there,
so
Armando.
go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, man. I watch both games. I watch Notre Dame play Pitt all the way through, and I watch Miami play Pitt yesterday. And man, look, Miami looked like the better team. Pound for pound, it's not even close. Miami looked more like a playoff team than Notre Dame. And I'm a Georgia fan saying it. I don't have no dog in the fight, but I'm look, I got to stand on business this morning, man. Miami looks more like the deserving, more playoff ready team when it comes to Miami and Notre Dame.
Hey, you know, a lot of this goes back to the players they want to push to.
Yep.
A lot of people don't look at this. And I even say it last year with Cam. See, I'm going to call a spade a spade. They wanted Miami in the playoffs last year because of Cam.
Yep.
But they wasn't a playoff team last year.
Yep.
Let's just be honest.
Yep.
It's the same thing with the Jeremiah Love. They pushing him so tough. And it's not to take away from like Cam or Jeremiah, great talents. But you can't put people in on individual players. You got to put them in on team, on what they doing on the field. What Jeremiah Love do against Miami? 33 yards. 33 yards. And I hear people come out and say he was hurt. They wasn't giving him the ball. How the hell he hurt first game of the season? You know, I'm like, come on.
He wasn't hurt. He was not hurt, okay? He wasn't hurt. He just couldn't get it off.
Right.
He played a for real defense. And what did he have against Texas A&M the next week?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. What did he have?
I think he had did he have 90 yards or 60-something yards rushing or something like that? Hold on, I'll tell you.
I don't know, but if, like you said, if you're going to look at everybody's schedule, who they got, you know what I'm saying? In the playoff right now, like, bro, nobody really ain't played nothing. It's no dominant team.
He had 91 yards rushing. And he only played against two top 10 Russian defenses this year. And that's Miami and it's Pitt. That's the only two top 10 Russian defenses he didn't played against. And you see what Miami did to him. I mean, come on, man.
But like B said, they, you know what I'm saying, the national media don't like Miami, man. You know, real talk, bro. They don't like Miami. For real, bro. That's why Miami need to go back to independent like they were back in the day, or go to another conference, bro. Because the ACC call, like I say, ain't no sense in winning this trash behind conference. My opinion, for what?
Yeah, I got a question for Armando though. You still there with us, Armando?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What is your take on, or how strong do you really think Texas A&M is?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If you ask me on a neutral field, if Miami and Texas A&M played on the neutral field, my money would be on Miami.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I will say this. Now, at the beginning of the season, Notre Dame had a couple of not in the Miami game, but when they played the Aggies, they were hit with a few injuries, and if they would have been more at full strength, I think Notre Dame would have beat Texas A&M. Outside of that Notre Dame game, man, the Aggies ain't really showed me anything, man. They barely beat Auburn. They barely survived Auburn. That Arkansas game. If anybody want to debunk what I'm saying, go pull up that Arkansas tape. Arkansas is the worst team in the SEC, man.
Yeah.
The worst team in the SEC. And they took Texas A&M to the limit, 38-35, bro.
Yeah. Facts.
But you got to think in consideration too. Think about that money on Texas A&M. Guess what? You got that oil money. Got that oil money, man. It could be Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Texas Tech. Oil money, bro. You gonna keep them two, and then you gotta think, Texas ain't what? Don't put it like that. Yeah, Texas A&M just joined. Well, been the SEC because they got that oil money, bro. Look, Texas just beat Texas A&M. What that was Thanksgiving night, or day after Thanksgiving. Like, bro, come on, it's about that money on. It's about that money on. Texas Tech, who have y'all beat?
Texas
Oregon,
A&M.
who have you beat? Texas A&M, who have you beat? So once you really go down the top 12 teams, you really go look. We talking strictly football, no money, and look at pull up everybody's schedule, bro. Come on, bro. It don't even add up, bro. So you know it's deeper. It's deeper than just SNOs of football. College football is $1 billion industry. You know what I'm saying? So in the day, it's about generate that revenue and that money on. It's about that money on. Point blank, period, bro.
Yeah.
If you ain't in the SEC or the Big Ten, good luck.
And we say that, and it is no. I always say this, even when I'm talking to Armando. It's no shade against the SEC. It's good teams in the SEC, but what people outside the SEC and the Big Ten get frustrated about is that the media makes you think that every SEC team or every Big Ten team could walk in and beat any team in the conference. And I'm gonna tell you what, Arizona State showed that last year. Arizona State played like some dogs in the playoffs.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and I think that's where a lot of people get it twisted, and they not understanding that it's a lot of talent down in South Florida. A lot of talent.
But get what? Get what? Get what? That's why I say about money, because y'all think about this, bro. How you got the big three? I'm gonna say it again. You got the big three in the state of Florida: Miami, Florida State, right? They can barely even get into the playoffs, right? But you got Texas, Ohio State, or everybody, Bama, everybody can come and recruit out of the state of Florida, but nobody can't. The big three can't even get invited to the dance. Make it make sense. So it's about money. Make it make sense. It's about money. And check this out. Who has Indiana beat this year, bro? Who has Indiana beat this year, bro?
That's a good question right there, man.
Right? Like real talk. We can go back to last year. Who have Indiana beat last year?
Hey, I took a lot of bullets. I took a lot of bullets by saying Indiana was trash last year, and
they trash this year.
And I think they the media darling. You know what I'm saying? So when you the media darling and they love their head coach and they so-called well together, you know what I'm saying? It's all the underlying stuff, you know what I'm saying? Facts on that.
Hold on, not to cut you off bit though. Think about this here. Kirk Cincinnati. So get what? So now Indiana made the playoff last year. Y'all undefeated this year. Then get what? It's so crazy because y'all Ohio State and Indiana in the same conference, the Big Ten, right? Y'all ain't played each other. They ain't played nobody, you know what I'm saying, the whole year. And then on top of that, mind you, what did Cincinnati come from? James Madison, right? So ain't they on the first time about getting James Madison in the playoff too, Carl?
Right.
Come on, bro. Come on.
So you leave that Indiana schedule.
Come on, bro.
They beat Purdue.
They beat DoorDash. They beat Uber Eats, Pizza Hut, Walmart, Amazon.
Maryland, Michigan State, UCLA.
Come on, bro.
Oregon, Iowa, and Illinois, and everybody knew. And see, the Illinois game, remember, they was pushing Illinois, and we actually thought Illinois was good, but they turned out to be average. So, I mean, so when you look at their schedule, I mean, it's hard to even say when you just look at it now to say the best team they beat was Oregon, second best.
And I don't think they all of that because they barely beat Iowa.
Yeah, barely. And I was gonna say Iowa probably was their second best win.
Yep, that's their second best win right there, man.
Yeah.
Pull up Ohio State. What
I say,
pull them up.
What I say before?
What's that?
It ain't no team in that playoff bracket Miami can't beat.
Thank you. Thanks. Shoot, our first 5 games was you know what I'm saying? You put our Miami first 5 games this season against anybody, Ohio State, Indiana, anybody in the top 10, everybody who they think they have making the playoff right now. Miami first 5 games outside the BCC game, or the first 4. Yeah, the first 5 games. It's hard to anybody schedule in the top 10, bro. Whoever they trying to get in the playoff, bro. Real talk. I don't want to hear about no floor. I'm talking about the first 5 games, cuz. The first 5 games when Miami played Notre Dame, like I said, throughout BC, then South Florida, than Florida and Florida State. I'm talking about at that time. We ain't talking about right now. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, ain't
man,
nobody
come on,
hating on
dog.
Indiana. We give Indiana. He said, "Yo, Indiana beat the Ducks on the road. Don't hate on another
Man,
team."
come on, bro.
We
Like,
ain't, the Ducks are a good team. It's not the fact that we're making the case that some of them in the playoffs are not good teams. The fact is, Miami should be in that conversation of the group of 12. And if they in that conversation, we're saying that they can go and beat Indiana.
thanks. Oregon DNA.
Yeah.
Oregon DNA. For real.
Right. Iowa State schedule. They beat Rutgers, trash. Michigan, okay. UCLA, trash. Purdue, trash. Penn State, down year, trash, but it's a rivalry game. We'll give them that. Wisconsin, horrible. Illinois, average.
Trash.
Yeah, Minnesota. I mean, yeah. Oh man, so come on, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
but wait a minute. But the ACC is a shitty conference.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. Hey, at least Georgia Tech came in and played Georgia tough yesterday. You know,
and last year, remember last year they took it to 8 overtimes.
Yeah.
What was the final?
Bro.
What was the final in that game? Like 16-9?
Yo, 16-9.
Yeah. It actually was a good game. I mean, they ain't had the horses to do nothing with Georgia. They just, they just didn't have the horses. But that just lets you know that, hey, the teams with the horses can do something. Virginia just don't have enough, I don't think, to compete with some of those outside. They got some
playmakers. Man, them boy gonna get smoked. First, you know what I'm saying? Them boy should even opt out if they get in the playoff, bro. But man, come on, bro.
If they get past Duke.
Yeah, you're right.
Duke one of them teams that'll sneak up on you, man.
Right. But hey, I did hear this. Now, they said if Duke did beat Virginia, they said probably Miami, because they'll probably fall behind. Duke could fall behind the at-large bids. They won't get a top 4 seed. They'll probably be last
They won't even be ranked. They have 5 losses.
Right. So they say Miami might get an at-large just of that because of that.
Well, a couple of years ago, that worked because remember the Big Ten did that.
Right.
In 2016, Penn State won a head-to-head against Ohio State in the regular season. They went on and won the Big Ten, but the Big Ten commissioner chose Ohio State to be the Big Ten representative in the playoffs.
ACC commissioner can't do it.
The ACC don't have it like that. Y'all got some kind of contract where the champion gets a spot in the conference. I mean, in the playoffs.
Right.
It's an ACC thing.
And the ACC is trash. We've been saying that. And the reason why they keep a lot of Miami fans, and I ain't gonna just say Miami fans. There's some other teams in the conference that feel the same way, that the ACC is still biased towards Clemson. Florida State, because if Clemson, I'll bet my last dollar if Clemson was 8-2 with this record, they will find a way to get Clemson in.
They'll be in front of Notre Dame. I promise you. Thank you. Clemson will be in front of Notre Dame. It wouldn't be no damn discussion, bro.
Yeah, and that's the when I come out here and Eric and I talk about some of the biases, and even Mike out there. People rail against us, but I'm like, man, you just got to be honest, because in every walk of life, there's biases. Now, whether you want to recognize the biases or not, it's up to you, but they're there. So it's just like that. And Miami fault was that I always say is that they know what they was up against, and they know they couldn't have dropped those crucial games. They know basically what they have to do to get in. They got to be better than some of the other teams out there. Regardless.
Hold on, I'm cutting you right there. But see that don't make it don't make sense, because you mean to tell me Miami has to go undefeated year in, year out just to make the playoff call? It's too much. It's too much.
Basically, that's what they say.
It's always been like that, G.
Like, come on, bro. No.
It's always been like that, D. Even when y'all were winning national titles back in the 80s and the 90s, Look at those years. Y'all went undefeated, with the exception of the first one. In 80, 83, y'all lost one. But the other titles, the other natties, y'all went undefeated. Y'all were perfect. Y'all got screwed over in 2000. You lost a close game up in Washington.
Beat Florida State.
Beat Florida State, and they sent Florida State on to lose to Oklahoma.
That was that BCS.
13-2. I think it was 13-2 game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
13-2. Yep.
Yeah. And everybody knew Miami was clearly the better team between Florida State and Miami in 2000. But you know what it is, man. They're afraid of y'all culture. I'm a Georgia fan saying this.
Right.
If Miami get in the playoffs, and I agree with Jeezy, man. They capable of beating any of us.
Hey, Nick Saban said it.
And then add the fact that y'all got the championship in Hard Rock.
Oh, yes.
Think about okay.
Now, that's another reason they should have wanted them in.
Yeah.
One thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, just look at this Miami team. Granted, you lost to LSU and Louisville. O-line, D-line, bro, the running back room deep, the receiver, well, you know, Malley leading the receiver, Malley leading the offense, but in the day code, you use him for a decoy. Dog, listen. You talking about the eye test, I don't believe in all that. Okay, what you see on the field, what you get. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, like I said, we did lose to SMU and Louisville. This Miami team, this year, right now, within the last 4 games, bro, you can't tell me can go to any place on earth and compete with any team in the country.
Yeah.
And actually beat with any team. And get what? Ohio State, who y'all played? Y'all don't think y'all battle tested, bro. To be honest, that's just my opinion. I respect y'all. I respect y'all because y'all are the defending national champions. I give you that. But that was last year. I'm talking about this year.
Right.
So at the end of the day, your quarterback, what his name saying, you have not performed when you got Bain and Messidor coming on the end. You ain't got no, what I'm saying, when them DBs locked down, no my press cover. Bro, check this out, cuz. If Miami Ohio State was to play right now, I got Miami winning by 10. Honestly. Ohio State haven't played nobody. Indiana haven't played nobody. Texas Tech haven't played nobody. Yeah, we'll beat Georgia, Bama. Line it up. Line it up.
People, even the Bama situation, you know, they discounted now, you know, the Florida State thing, and maybe Florida State did catch them at a good time, but it matters that they called.
They lose.
Yeah.
They lose, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Like, it's just Miami, like, oh, well, you look for every excuse in the book. Well, you know, y'all lost to LSU and Louisville. Okay. Bama lost to Oklahoma and Florida State. Florida State beat the brakes off Bama. But y'all ain't saying that about Bama? Oh, because they in the SEC? Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And look bad in that game.
Thank you.
Look
but
bad.
They don't count. It was week one, dog. You know, and they it was Ty Simpson first game of the season, bro. Yeah, man, bro, come on, that BS, bro. Like if Miami don't get in right now, bro, I'm not watching college football no more, bro. Real talk. Cause it's bullshit.
They're gonna get in. I got a feeling they're gonna do the right thing and they're gonna put them in front of Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't shit.
If they do that. Miami win national championship, bro.
But I do agree. I do agree with Mo Money Dog right there. Hey, brother, I understand your passion and everything, but Carson Beck, he ain't no national championship winning quarterback. But I do think y'all deserve to be in the playoffs.
Look, Carson Beck just has to ride the ship because they got.
But check this out. Yeah, Carson Beck.
Hold on.
Beck ain't in national championship. Long as Beck don't turn over the ball and throw the ball to the other team, well, we straight.
I'm gonna pump the brakes on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna pump the brakes on that. Out of 12 games, Carson Beck had one bad game against LSU. One. Out of 12 games, he had one bad game against Louisville. I'm sorry. Okay. Even in the SMU loss, he was very efficient. He had to pick in overtime, but it would have never went to overtime if Mario wouldn't have had his head in his ass and he was interfering with Dawson, and that's why they got into it on the sideline.
And that's reason number 2. Mario Cristobal is not a championship. I hope y'all get in so you can find out. I'm really praying y'all get in so y'all can find out.
I would rather get in and find out than sit around and wonder.
Yeah, y'all gonna get in, brother.
I think they're.
I feel it. Y'all gonna get in. They're gonna do the right thing.
So you think they're gonna leave Notre Dame out? That's your opinion.
This is because, man, the ACC is a Power 5 school. Am I right? That's a Power 5 school. They one of the major conferences, bro. There's no way in hell that they can take a chance, man, and let it come down to Charlotte and Duke mess around and beat Virginia, and then JMU walk in the damn playoffs. You can't allow that to happen. So I'm thinking Tuesday night, man, especially looking at y'all eye test. We've been talking about eye test for the last 15, 20 minutes. The eye test. Pull up the Pitt game. Pull up Notre Dame's game with Pitt, y'all's game yesterday. There's no way in hell anybody can tell me that Miami does not look better than Notre Dame. From the eye test, man, Miami is more of a playoff ready team. Notre Dame is one-dimensional. What are they known for? Running. Miami can beat you in the air. They can beat you on the ground. They can beat you with their defense. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. The funny thing, we're getting a lot of things in the chat talking about basically the ACC, Beck and them. And this is my thing. Look, I would agree with maybe some of the criticism Beck didn't have, just some. But what they have to understand that Beck is Miami is more well-rounded this year than last year. They can go smash mouth. They don't have to rely heavy on Beck to drop back and throw the ball 30 times a game. They done won games with him throwing under 20 times a game.
And think about this here. Think about Miami average. They averaging 33, 34 points a game this season. So if Miami score over give Miami 30, 31, you think that defense, go and look at every game Miami played. The most they gave up was 26. That was in overtime. That was, overtime with SMU. With that defense, you're not scoring 20 or better on that defense. I don't give a damn who you is. Ohio State, Georgia, Bama, Indiana. You're not scoring over 20.
Right.
So it like you say, all that with Miami, all thing back don't this don't turn with the ball. And guess what? Miami will be in the game. Oh yeah. With any team in the country
game all year.
Thank you. You don't have one back at me, and get what? And Miami still had the opportunity to win that game at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, I get a lot of the criticism that he has, and like I said, I want to see him on the big stage, and I think Beck has something to prove when he gets in there. And when you have some of the playmakers that he got, and Shannon Dawson then had 12 games now to figure out what he like and what he don't like, to take the pressure off of him. I think it's going to be like you say. He got skill makers. He got an all-purpose guy that could do it all. He got big receiver on one side. He got a guy that's making Sports Center catches, C.J. Daniels, damn near every other week, except when he was hurt. You know, you got a thumping running back. You got a home run hitter at running back. You got a defense that's playing lights out. I mean, there's no reason that this team should not, even if the committee honestly sat back and they talked about trends with football teams. You can't tell me Miami isn't trending in the right direction.
Easily.
From my eye test, man, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get ready to drop down. From my eye test, man, Miami is playing better than Bama and Notre Dame. Miami.
Yeah.
If I was on that committee, man, I wouldn't hesitate to put Miami at 9. And put Bama at 10 just because of their strength of record, and then Notre Dame at 11. There's nothing about Notre Dame, nothing about Notre Dame because they got a good loss. I mean, come on. And who was to say that was a good loss? Because saying them got exposed Friday night.
Right.
No, they got an ABC contract. That's why. And that's just what it is, man. They got the NBC contract money, man.
And that European fan base. That's another thing.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say come about the hot pocket. I gotta go to work later on. I'm gonna say this. Dog, even with the SMU Louisville game, the only team can beat Miami is Miami. Point blank period. There's no team in the country that can line it up with Miami and beat them with their old line, be physical. Like I say, any day might be Ohio State, but me, my opinion, only team can beat Miami is Miami. Well, real
So
talk.
you figured what the first game they lost, they had 5 turnovers, 4
turnovers.
interceptions,
Yeah,
and only lost by 3.
3.
I think every game. So they done lost 2 games under a touchdown.
Yeah, 2 losses with 9 points.
Yep.
And they
So-
committed folks act like y'all done got blowed out or something, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
and explain to me why BYU still hit us.
Now that I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't understand.
I don't get it. I don't get it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and get off here, man. Y'all have a blessed Sunday, man. And you already know, go Canes, man.
All right, tap back in with me there at some time.
I will. All right,
All
y'all
All right,
boys.
G, I'm about to drop down, man. You and
For sure.
E, man, y'all have a blessed day, man. Mike, Jeezy, y'all be blessed, brother.
All right, Armando, I appreciate you tapping in with us, man. Come holler at us, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, man.
I just subbed up, bro.
All right, there, bro.
Good luck. Hey, good luck to Georgia, man. I'm not a Georgia hater. I got another good friend of mine. Shout out to my partner Nigel. He down there.
Yeah.
He from Georgia. He a big Bulldog fan. So
Right. You got a channel out there, Armando?
That's it right there on the screen. Armando Black Sports TV.
Okay, I'm gonna come tap in with you sometime.
Okay, I appreciate that, man. Good. Hey, E, y'all gonna be in there, bro. Y'all getting in there, man. I'm claiming it. They gonna do the right thing. Put y'all in there. Man.
I keep my fingers crossed, man. We'll see.
Okay, man.
I don't trust.
All right, y'all brothers be blessed, man.
All right, now, bro. Later. All right, 30. All right, we back, man. So there's some optimism going on out there.
Yeah, some optimism. I just, this is the first time this year I feel like I'm not gonna get my hopes up, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I don't trust the cable sports network. I don't trust the ACC. If they let them in, I mean, they saying Miami need to hope for Alabama to lose to Georgia, and they need to hope that Texas Tech beats BYU.
Twice. So it'll be the second time they beat them.
The second time they beat them, and they would have to drop out. And then realistically, you would really need Virginia to beat Duke, because if Duke win, unless the committee says no, somebody got to be in from the ACC, and it can't be a 8-5 unranked Virginia. But then you got, by rule they said, well, it ain't by rule, the conference champion. So like I said, man,
Well, first of all, I just don't understand you getting 6 teams in, 5 teams in a conference, and you can't even get 2 teams out of one conference.
because it's set up for them.
Well,
It's
I
set
get
up
it.
for the SEC. I can see, I can't see why is Ole Miss getting an automatic 9? They're not in the championship game. Why do they get to go?
Right.
Why is Vanderbilt being considered? You got A&M, Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss. That's 4 teams. So why is there a 5th team being considered?
Right.
Sarkisian need to go sit down somewhere and tell me he thinks Texas is worthy.
Right. 3 losses.
Well,
So
3
again,
losses.
it goes back to what we were talking about before. A lot of these people think a 3-loss SEC team is better than a 1 or 2-loss ACC or a Big 12 team.
That's the people that drank that Kool-Aid that this cable sports network been serving up real sweet and cold for 15 years, really, since 2008. So I'm sorry. What happened to Kentucky yesterday against an average at best Louisville?
Yeah, got ran.
Kentucky, they got dog walked.
Yes.
Now I can hear the SEC people now saying, "Now, well, that's Kentucky." No, that's SEC.
Right. It's only SEC when they think it's convenient for them. So,
Oklahoma. So Oklahoma's supposed to get in. They got 2 losses.
Yeah.
So there's your 5th SEC team, Oklahoma, and you talking about maybe slipping Vanderbilt in?
Right.
Over Mike, man, come on. I mean, it's just it's a turnoff, man. It really is. It's like, it's like if they don't get in, I'll wait for their bowl game. I know, and it's a damn shame, man, because Bain gonna go pro.
Right.
Howie Oga gonna go pro. Beck gonna go pro. All these guys, we're not gonna be able to see The only consolation prize is they can go out there and they're gonna treat that bowl game like it's supposed to be treated. Win the bowl game, and then
I hate that too, because if they go out there and smash anybody, now all of a sudden you want to put them in the top 10 where they should have been in there at the beginning.
I got the schedule for next year. They play FAMU and they play Notre Dame at the end of the year, the last game up in South Bend. Okay, which would have made sense today, to be honest with you.
Hey, somebody say, what if they put Texas in over us because they like Arch Manning? Hey,
wouldn't surprise me.
That was what I was going to say.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
That surprised me one bit, man.
Hey, we got somebody okay, Devon. Gonna bring him up. Well,
I'm gonna share the schedule with you since I got it. They play September 12th they got A&M, Florida A&M.
Right.
Then they play Central Michigan, which they played them before. When Manny Diaz was the coach, they played Central Michigan.
Right.
Then they at Clemson. Then they play Boston College, Florida State, Pitt, Virginia Tech. And the last 4 games of the year are on the road.
Yeah.
The last 4 games are on the road. They got at Clemson, they home against Boston College, home against Florida State, home against Pitt, home against Virginia Tech. Then they at North Carolina, at Stanford, at Wake Forest, at Notre Dame. Next year has to be the year for Mario. If he don't get in this year, next year has to be the year they win it all. Not just get there, but this schedule here is a 12-0 schedule.
Right.
With the talent they got coming back, because from what I've been reading and seeing, even with Bain leaving and Mesidor leaving, the dudes up behind them, they say are just as good or could be even better.
Right.
Because the one kid is taller than Bain, a little more leaner than Bain, but just as good. So we'll see. We'll see. That's next year. We'll see how they do this year, man. I don't trust them. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. So if they do come down and say Miami ain't gonna make it, they one of the first teams out like last year. Okay, I'm not gonna get my hopes up that way. I'm disappointed. Last year I was a little disappointed.
Right.
Because I felt like with that offense and Cam, even with that not so great defense, I would have liked to have seen them go in the playoff and see what they can do. Last year. That's last year. I mean, I wanted to see if somebody could have stopped them last year with the offense they had last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is, man. This year, I just gotta say, man, that all the anti-Carson Beck talk need to stop, man. That man had one bad game.
Yeah. And like I say, it's bad. A lot of people harp on the negative. And like I say, I've seen a lot of stuff.
In the last 4 games, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, and over 1,000 yards passing.
Right. What happens to South Carolina? They were on this 2026 schedule.
They dropped it.
Yeah.
They dropped it.
Yeah, South Carolina dropped it. I don't think Miami dropped it.
Because the SEC is going to 9 conference games.
Right.
So Miami was the one they dropped out.
Right.
In the non-conference schedule. And that don't surprise me because remember they played in the late 80s or whatever when Shannon Sharp brother was there. And they had the big brawl.
Yeah.
And South Carolina said then we'll never play Miami again.
And you know what? The way that they kind of doing everything with the SEC and the Big Ten now, they really don't want them to play these non-conference games because they think their schedule's good enough to get them in alone on what they got. So that's an interesting take. Me myself personally, you need
it's set up for the Big Ten and the SEC. That's all. It's set up for them, man.
Yeah. It says Blood and Scott together. Yeah. It says, and all the transfer and signing day players. Yep. Signing day is coming up in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that should be interesting too,
And he's about to have a really good class Miami's about to have a really good class in 26. They got they flipped a lot of dudes, man. They got some real heavy hitters coming in with this 2026 class. So it's gonna be nice for the years to come, man. He's got they eyeballing the number one receiver in Florida for 27.
Right.
There's a running back in 27 that they eyeballing. So it's we'll see, man.
And we try to see what Coleman finna bring because it looks like he finna come in and if
you still got Luke Nickel, and
you got Nickel,
and they talking about
Emery.
They talking about who Miami gonna go after in the portal for a quarterback. They may not go after anybody. They might finally take the handcuffs off Emery, or maybe they see something with Emery that we don't know about. In my opinion, the guy I like the most is Cincinnati's quarterback. Levitt with Arizona State would be nice, but he is very injury prone. And I don't think Miami wants to get back into what happened like with Beck. See, when Cam came, Cam wasn't hurt. He came in January. He was there through the whole spring practice. He played in the spring game, and they knew then, okay, we got something real special here. And they knew this. Beck was hurt. Granted, he got the injury last year in the game with the SEC championship game. And it affected him. It affected the team because he couldn't do the spring. He couldn't participate. He really couldn't start throwing the ball till the summer. Right. And it's a shame because I think now he's really starting to. These last few games, especially after that loss to SMU, he's starting to click now. Like you said, him and Dawson are really. He's starting to click now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it took him a while.
He's really that pick yesterday late in the fourth quarter. Yeah. He was throwing it at the guy's feet, and the other Pitt player turned around and got it.
And he looked like he was trying to pull that back too. Like
a pick is a pick, okay. But he's been looking outstanding the last 4 games. It really in the SMU game,
right?
So,
what do you think about this Cal quarterback? I keep hearing people talk about the Cal quarterback and how they.
I watched him a little bit last night. He ain't bad. I don't want Lenore Sellers. I would rather see him or the NC State quarterback go to Mizzou, but we all know Mizzou. That's a whole nother story. Mizzou,
right?
Missouri just they won't. I would love to see Sellers go to Mizzou. I think that would take Missouri to another level, but that ain't gonna happen. So, but I don't want Sellers and. I don't want Sellers. There's nothing against him personally. I don't think he would be the right fit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the Cincinnati quarterback is the dog. He's a dog. If he's nice, he just don't have no weapons around him and no line at Cincinnati.
Right.
The boy is nice. He can throw. He's mobile. He can run. He's got a quick release. But then again, like I said, they might just say, hey, we're gonna have Emery and Luke Nickel battle it out for next year because Nickel is supposed to be, he's 5-star. He's supposed to be all Georgia, 2-time state champ. You recruited him for a reason. So
yeah, I think that it's gonna come down to. I think Mario and them kind of got an ideal already.
I think they do too.
Yeah, they got an ideal already, and it really depends on what he done seen out of. I'm gonna say Emery because the reason I say Emery is if Nickel was going to be your guy, he wouldn't have been behind Emery on the depth chart. Emery was number 2. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Now things can change, but I'm thinking. Now the question is, do he think Emery's ready and can steady the ship with all the weapons that he got? So unless Nickel comes in and just straight balls out, and he could, don't get me wrong, I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see. 1 second there. Go. There we go. But yeah, so that's the interesting part about that. I don't know, and it's interesting too, because the season, basically is over with, besides the bowl game. So, we can sit back and reflect and somebody just asked an interesting question, and I just wanted to put it up here and say, why can't we just develop what we have? We really need to. And that's an interesting point. And I want to say this before I get your take on it, is that this is a high pressure business. And we see what can happen with 1 or 2 losses. So the question is, will we be okay with the quarterback that come in and maybe make a mistake or two, and develop them along the way? Or if we could find somebody surefire, of course, if Miami could, then okay, yeah. If they found the perfect guy that fit Dawson's system with all the weapons that he got, and you felt he could get you to the level like Cam did last year with the defense coming back, so be it. Go ahead and get it. But if you can't, you're going to have to develop these guys in the offseason, get these guys ready to rock and roll. All right, what do you say about that, E?
They're going to get developed. They're going to get developed. It's just Mario knows he's under a lot of pressure to win.
Right.
And he's under that pressure to win now. This is going to be his 4th year. He's got the team to win it now. But if they don't get in this playoff and at least attempt to have an opportunity to, play for winning a natty, next year is year 5.
Right.
And I think he's going to be really under the pressure to get it done. And I don't mean I don't care about the ACC. I really don't.
Right.
I don't care about their shit conference. I don't care about their stupid title game. You can have it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I really don't care about that.
I think a lot of people feel that way, especially after
now. I really don't. To me, your title has nothing. It holds no weight. It means nothing. So what? Keep your title. I would rather play for the big one, the one that really counts. I don't care about no ACC title. I think
right now, E, people see the hypocrisy with the 5-loss team being in your championship game. How can you I think national people see, like, how the hell is a 5-loss team in your championship game?
Because they had something with percentage points. I'm like, how did Duke get in over Miami? I mean, Duke, Virginia would have been a much bigger draw. I mean, Miami, Virginia would have been a much bigger draw. How did Duke get in? It has something to do with their percentages of the teams that are all tied, all the 2-loss teams in the conference.
Right.
So Georgia Tech, Miami, Duke, SMU.
Right.
They were all 2-loss teams. And they took all their schedules, opponents, and the percentages. Duke had a better percentage. And I'm like, because they only had 2 common opponents, Duke and Miami. It was NC State and Syracuse. Miami whooped Syracuse, but Duke whooped them too.
Right.
But NC State, they barely beat NC State, and Miami beat the crap out of NC State. So I thought that would have been the deciding factor.
Right.
But it wasn't. It's just percentage points off something else that the ACC has. Look, man, I've never been a fan of the ACC in football. I've always felt the Big East was the better conference. They were.
Right.
Football-wise, ACC is a basketball conference. The only 2 teams that were ever any good in football was Florida State and Georgia Tech. Every now and then Virginia would stick their head above the water, but for the most part, the teams in the Big East, Miami, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, they were better. Syracuse in the 90s when they had McNabb and Dwight Freeney, they won the Big East. It was a better football program going into the 2000s. They had the better teams than the ACC because Louisville was nothing, Duke was nothing, North Carolina State. They're all basketball schools.
Right.
They're the only 2 teams, like I said, in the ACC that were any good that would represent the ACC for the most part was Florida State.
Right.
And they were independent long time ago too, and Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. The ACC is trash. And I'm not so much saying the teams. I'm saying the leadership, the conference itself is just
Now this is going to be the question because, we talked about this.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
In 2030, what 2030? What you think? Because isn't the contract stuff coming up in 2031? Remember, it was the big push that Clemson might try to leave early and pay the money, or Florida State might pay the money and leave.
Yeah.
I think if they pay the money and leave, that's going to open up a floodgate, because then Miami will be sitting back thinking like, well, why the hell would we stay?
But where does Miami go?
That's the $1 million
They don't
question.
fit in the Big Ten. I believe I'm a guy that believes in geographics.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Oregon and Washington being in the Big Ten. I'm sorry, I don't.
Right.
You're on the fucking West Coast. Why are you calling a conference a Big Ten and they got 18, 19 teams? It's just
right.
it's all asinine to me.
Right.
The only other conference Miami could go in is if they were to bring the Big East back, which they won't.
Right.
It's still a Big East in basketball, but not football.
Right.
And the only other conference that makes sense is the Southeastern Conference, because literally Miami sits in the Southeast, way at the bottom of the country in the Southeastern corner. But the SEC doesn't want Miami, because if they join the conference, that's the end of them.
Right.
That would be the end of Alabama and the end of Georgia and the end of Auburn and Tennessee and Florida, because these kids are not going to go to these schools except the ones that live in that state. And some of them maybe there's just no way. If Miami joins the SEC, they'd run that conference just based on the talent and where they're sitting. It is what it is. I don't care if you like it or not.
Right.
The Texas people don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know, I say bring back the SWAC, bring back the old Southwest Conference and let Texas in it. But all the stuff that makes sense, they're not going to do. They want a super conference.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
That's what they've been pushing for.
You know, they'll shit on the ACC. The Big 12 ain't really the two best teams left the Big 12.
It's a SEC or independent.
I would love for Miami to go back independent, because if you go back independent, then you could play the best teams everywhere like you used to.
If they was independent, they'd be in the college football playoffs because they beat Notre Dame in the independent. It'd be an independent conference.
I would love to see Miami be independent again, but it's too much money out here now. That's why.
Yeah, it's too much money, and then I don't know. Miami don't have that NBC bag in like that. Then you got to try to negotiate TV contracts when you're independent, and to get, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different factors go into being independent now.
Well, after 21 years in this garbage conference that they're in now, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just year after year. I mean, we had to put up with mediocre teams and bad coaching and for years and years since 2003, the last year that they were any good, the last year the Big East. 2010 was nice, but it was a mirage. It was fool's gold. I don't know, man. I know. Listen. Because when I see a guy like Joey Galloway on TV just say what he says, man.
Now, what did he say? Well, first of all, let me know, because I didn't hear it. I don't know why. And let the listeners know out here what he said.
He don't like Miami. He just don't think Miami deserved to be there. They're out. He doesn't think that their resume is better than Notre Dame's. And I'm like, what happened, man? Did somebody from Miami take your girl in college, or did they not recruit you or something, or what the fuck happened? Because, you know, him and Herb Street both went in on Miami last week when they had their college show on TV one week. And I'm like, you know, all this contradictory crap, because they lost their 2 games. It's such a bad thing.
Right.
When the other teams lose their games, it's not a bad thing. It's like, it's either all or nothing.
Right.
It's all or nothing. Well, Louisville and SMU weren't ranked. Okay, they weren't ranked. Vanderbilt's got 2 games that they lost.
Yeah. The
only good team Vanderbilt really played was Texas and Missouri, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Vanderbilt.
They barely beat Missouri. Missouri should have won that game. That's another story. Yeah. Texas beat them pretty good. So, like I said, it's mentally draining. I want to tap out and say, okay, next year. I'll tune in.
No, hey, look.
I'll tune in for the bowl game and just next year, because I'm not. It's all these teams that are in there. I know Miami would beat them. I know.
Well, I'm gonna harken back to Armando. And the craziest thing that the only thing I have skepticism is about, and we know how powerful it is when media members start speaking out. Remember how you will see stuff happen in the NFL and they talk about, well, this is such a travesty. Remember the overtime rules and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden everybody just start harping on it.
I was surprised Feinbaum said what he said.
Yes.
He understands the sport.
Right.
I like what Saban's been saying. He understands the sport. What Booger McFarland said.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
All these guys are saying head-to-head matters. It matters. And for you to keep Miami out and have Notre Dame stay in, that's a major red flag for a lot of people.
And for the committee itself.
And for them, their validity is in question.
Even Josh Pate. Yeah.
Josh Pate. All the guys that know football, that cover this stuff, there's only a handful of guys that are saying Notre Dame, and Galloway's one of them.
Right.
It's just, I don't care what you say. If you have two teams that are evenly matched, common opponents, same record at the end of the year, and they played each other, it goes to head-to-head if you're going to decide who goes. Yep. And the fact that they've been steadily creeping up Notre Dame and making it seem like they've had such a great year, when you look at their schedule, they haven't, they accuse, you can't say Miami played cupcakes.
No. Who's
the cupcake? Besides Bethune-Cookman, who's the cupcake?
Right.
Outside of Syracuse. And Fran Brown's you know what? I don't want to give that ass clown any more time than what
I already went in on Fred, and I did a breakdown of his interview.
He's a joke. He's a joke. People talking about, when he tried to shake Michael Irvin's hand and all tough, and he's from New Jersey. Who gives a shit? So what? He's from New Jersey. What the fuck that got to do with anything?
Right, nothing.
He's a chump.
Right.
So Michael Irvin was real cool and calm about it.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin got his. You can go watch his video. He went off on Herb Street and Galloway.
Right.
All the contradictions and saying one thing for Miami, but saying another thing for Notre Dame and other teams that are in the bracket. It's like, wait a minute, why are you holding Miami to a different standard?
Right.
It's like they really have to go undefeated and run the table and beat the shit out of everybody each week, 48-3, for you to say, okay, they deserve to be somewhere. They can't afford to have any slips. Everybody else can slip a game or two.
Right. Because just think of this. Just think if Miami only had, or we ain't even got to say Miami, any team had one loss, or say, one loss, they go into their championship game, lose the championship game. You wouldn't have took Miami at 11-2. You would have took the winner and left them out.
The fact that they only want to take one team from the ACC and one team from the Big 10.
That's what I'm saying.
Big 12.
Right.
That's the problem, because they trying to make more room for the SEC teams.
Right.
And it's like, you dissolve a Pac-12 conference, you make some teams go here and some teams go there.
Right.
You steal the best teams from the Big 12 and they go to the SEC because that's where supposedly the money is.
Right. On
top of the fact that the SEC was worried because they know Bama is down, Georgia is going down, they've been exposed. We need some other teams in here quick, because the Big 10 is ascending.
Yeah.
Their teams are ascending. I would put Iowa up against anybody in the SEC.
Yeah, Iowa good team.
I would put Indiana against anybody. Let's see where the chips fall. But when the SEC comes out and say we want to play a 9-game schedule, and then we're going to have a cupcake game in November, who your other non-conference opponents going to be? If I'm Alabama or Georgia or Oklahoma, am I going to play a really good team from another conference, or am I going to cherry pick the average or low or the bottom feeder of that conference?
Right.
If I'm Alabama, am I going to pick Wisconsin again or Minnesota? If I'm Georgia, am I going to pick, say, out of the Big 12, let me pick Kansas, or let me pick say Purdue out of the Big 10. Am I going to ever see Georgia travel to Ohio State? Am I ever going to see Alabama travel to Miami?
Right.
Or travel to Clemson? Am I going to see that? Am I going to see Oklahoma really travel instead of playing instead of playing a high school team in November, are you going to go play at Penn State in the winter?
Right.
You know, are you going to go? I mean, I'll give Ohio State credit. They went to Washington. At least they went up to Washington. At least Ohio State went to Oregon.
Right.
They're in the same conference. But they went there. I'll give them that. I hate Ohio State with every fiber of my being, but I'll give them their props.
Right.
They traveled out west. They wasn't scared to go out there and take them on.
Right.
The SEC schools, on the other hand, they won't travel these, but you claim it's the best conference, but they won't travel these teams. When I see Alabama go on the road and play in November and play at Iowa or play at Washington or go out west and play USC, when I see that and they beat them,
right,
we can talk.
Now, this is my thing. If the committee told everybody up front what they expect, let it be known, then the chips fall where they may. But when you behind the scenes, I got you there, Devon, in 1 second coming on. But when you keep everything a secret and don't nobody know anything, that's my problem. I'm finna bring Devon on real quick. What's up, my brother? Hold on, let me get this out. Hold on. For some reason, you are muted. Your mic is muted. Devon. You got to unmute your microphone. See if I find you out here. But yeah.
Wow. The Rams are tied with Carolina. What?
Yeah. We'll see if we can get them on real quick before we get up out of here. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead and go there.
All right, there's a couple of things I wanted to I'm gonna go back on. I know y'all been going on, but your man right here, he said that the coaches was arguing with each other. It wasn't arguing. Dawson was mad at how ran the ball, which was a bad play in the SNU game, I think it was. He said coaches got into an argument. I think Dawson went to the head coach about how Fletcher ran the ball on that play.
It was Brown.
That's what they were arguing about. I don't think they was arguing with each other
No, it was
or anything. I think it was just he was mad how Fletcher ran the ball.
It was Brown
On that
it was
on
Brown.
that play. But I think I put in y'all comments, my biggest thing with Miami. Dad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we hear you.
Oh no, I said my biggest thing in Miami, the games they lost, they got outcoached in. They got outcoached in both games. You know, because they run the same scheme every game. They don't never change up their scheme. You know, they send the safety on the blitz, which I think is a good play, but I think every game, especially you get 5 games into the season, you got to change up, especially when you come off a bye. You got to change up something that even though that's what you do, but maybe you throw a different look at people so what they game plan for they don't see in the beginning of a game.
Okay, well,
Because even like the last 2 games, I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's take a step back to the. Okay, Dawson, we do know he made some changes after the losses. Now, what I've seen is what you see with a lot of different football teams, whether it's pro or high school or college. You might run the same formation and you might have 10 to 15 plays out of that same. We seen that in the game yesterday where Malachi kept running the jet sweep. Then he threw a touchdown off the jet sweep. Then they faked it to him and did something else off of it. So even though stuff might still look the same, it's technically different. Now, I would go back and say the difference came with them was when my man Pringle came in the game.
Yeah,
because he came in, had a little bit more vision where even them inside runs, he was bouncing them out a little bit more. So
yeah, like he had that big run. He had that big 36-yard run yesterday.
Right.
I'm
just talking about going back to when he went when what's the name? It got hurt and Pringle came in, and then you start seeing a little bit more of the offense open up because he had a little bit more speed.
Yeah.
To open up the offense.
But even I said, like, when I put in your comments, did you watch Miami games? They route running, it's like not them, but it's just like kind of high schoolish. Even how they using Tony, they wearing them out. They got them running short routes. Even like I on the blitz, they seen the blitz coming. All he did is just threw the ball up in the air to Tony when he could have did a quick slant or something like that. Got the first. It's like you just blew the play away because you seen the blitz. You seen the blitz. You're a 6-year quarterback. You got it. You know what I'm saying? Just got to be a little bit more. And I know you're. I can't. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna get his name. Big E or E is his name.
Yeah.
E said, we can't blame Beck. Do E know that Beck got all our turnovers? Like, what he talking about? He got all our turnovers.
Kicking to you, Willis.
We got we got 10 turnovers. All of them is on him. The games we lost was on him. He had the ball in the SMU game, and all he did was try to force it to Tony. You got other 4 or 5 star guys out there. You can't just force the ball to one dude. He should be a decoy on some plays, and somebody should be open. They barely.
I think we lost your sound there, Jay.
I'm sorry. Now somebody tried to call me.
Okay.
I kept hearing about my man from Vegas, number 9. All I heard about him last year. Oh, he was that running back last year. I think to start the
Lofton.
yeah. Oh man, Lawson does it all. Lawson, no. Then we get into this season. He barely gets in. Now he's starting to run, but they don't run a lot of plays for tight ends like down the middle or set to get the first round. It's either like a gimmicky play, or I mean, they had the last good play last year, last week with the slant and for the touchdown. But it's like they don't trust their players or something like that. Like, you got a lot of talent. Just like yesterday, you throwing a fade ball to number 0 when you got a 6'4" freshman guy that shows that he can them 50-50 ball he gonna come down with. Why I was like, damn, why they didn't go to him on that play? It's just like, to me, it's the coaching that hurting us more than anything, and especially
Okay.
in the losses.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Now Mario has taken this team to 10 straight wins 2 years in a row. Before the season started, I don't know what your expectation was, but ours was that they were going to have 2 losses if you've been watching this show. So he kind of matched what we said that was going to happen. The problem that we'll see, because I can name a whole bunch of quarterbacks that's in the playoffs that their quarterback has to play lights out, but they're still in the
nah.
playoffs.
And you're right, because Georgia quarterback only threw for 91 yards,
Right.
but he's gritty when they need plays done. Like all through the season, when they needed plays, he did it. Was it? Let me see. It was this year in the beginning of the season. They played somebody. I think it was Tennessee. Tennessee was killing them, throwing them jump balls. And I was like, Danny about to rout them. And then he stepped up in his first year and carried them through for 300. I think before the 2 games, he ain't never even threw for like 200 yards. And then in that game, he steps up when they need him. And that's what Beck has not done for us. Like, he did it. I ain't gonna knock him. He did it against he did it against Notre Dame. They got him down the field to get the field goal. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to remember, uh, he's going down the field. We going down the field on Louisville. He throws the pick and then throws the guy under the bus after he throws the pick. When he could have just threw it to the ground and got on the next play. It was only first down when he threw that pick to end that game. You know what I'm saying? But I say he's been playing better now, but then the competition hasn't been that great either. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pitt ain't a bad team, but they small. They didn't have a guy with 300 pounds that played their line yesterday. When they played up against us. So they was caught on a lot of mismatches and stuff like that. I just think for a 6, and then you say Mario carried it. I think Cam carried us to 10 wins last year. They opened it up and let him kind of play his game last year. They didn't put the handcuffs on Cam last year. I guess that was probably the agreement for him to come there. And I think Cam got us to 10 wins last year, not Mario.
So
I
who
think it
got
was
us to 10
Cam
wins this year?
that got us, because this year, the schedule. I mean, I think Miami won the games
Come
that
on, can't have it
probably
both ways
y'all
now.
2 losses. It's probably in the beginning. Yeah, but what did he do? I ain't gonna say he the coach. Now, I'm not knocking him, but
Right.
when you got more talent than everybody, you should win. You know what I'm saying? You got more talent. Every team, like, besides, as we go against the SEC team or probably Oregon or Ohio State, we probably got more 4 stars or 5 stars against anybody. And every year, Miami wins the recruiting class, top recruiting class in the ACC. We won it this year. We won it every year, probably since he got a full season of being the coach there. You know what I'm saying? Even the coach for Pittsburgh, I watched his press conference yesterday, and he was like, "What gave you problems?" He said, "Look at them guys." He was talking about how big they were. Look, you see them guys? Look how big they are. So they probably wondering why he can't win. So they always. I don't think I think he's a great recruiter. Cause like even in the I'm jumping around, but even in the FCU game, his timeout made my man get that penalty. They was on fourth down. They was scrambling. We was kind of scrambling. He waited all the way till they set up before he called the timeout. Study if they was trying to run, he should have ran on the field so they couldn't even do a play and call the timeout. He waited till FCU signed up by the stat board, then called the timeout. Got number 12 to get the penalty. We don't know how that play could have went. We could have got a sack, or that would have been a ball game. We'd have won that game. We wouldn't be in the situation we in. But his coaching, making that bad play, that late timeout, got number 12 the penalty, and they still. I mean, we still should have stopped them.
All right.
But I mean, all they needed was a field goal and then to tie the game.
All right.
But that could have been the game right there. But he waited to the end to call the timeout. My man got the buffering passing penalty, and
All
they was went on to tie the game and then won in overtime.
Okay. All right.
I'm grateful for him. Like I said, he's getting in talent that we wasn't normally getting
All right.
or whatever. And
All right.
I mean, obviously somebody doing a great evaluation on talent because they got Cam that year. They got Beck, and nobody was saying nothing about Beck, and he signed with us. So they doing a great job. I just think that
Okay. We got you there. All right, we're gonna have to move on though, and I'm gonna have to let Eve respond to you, but we're gonna have to move on right now. I'm gonna let him respond to you off camera though. All right.
y'all
sir?
thought
We
y'all was
appreciate-
saying something. Good, I'm sorry.
All right, I appreciate you tapping in with us. All right, now. Go ahead, E, if you want to respond. Jay, I got you on deck coming up next. Go ahead, E, if you want to respond to Devon.
I agree and disagree with him. Mario lost that game against SMU. Beck didn't lose that game. Paying attention to this whole season, yeah, they were doing a lot of the A gap, and Dawson was right. Everybody run the A gap. It's about execution.
Yeah.
It's about execution. Everybody in the country runs in the A gap.
Look at it. That's what I'm saying. If you got back with vision,
people want to jump on Dawson. Like, look, man, Dawson is one of the better OCs in the country. Okay, when you get done talking, and it's a shame. Like I said, you hope on a prayer we make the playoff, but they really starting to click now.
Yeah.
On offense, they really starting to click. They really are. So. Yeah, the SMU game I'm going to put on Mario. He threw that game because if he doesn't call that timeout, that last drive, SMU don't score.
Yeah. So, and the Louisville game, like I say, I think the wrong route was ran or something.
It was. They say, well, Carson threw. He threw old boy under the bus. No, he ran the wrong
route. Yeah, I mean, he
ran the wrong route. He did.
Yeah.
I mean. That's in the past. It's water under the bridge. He had a touchdown yesterday, a touchdown.
Right.
I mean, the last few games, 3 games, I think, he's had some touchdowns. We all know that. So,
it happens.
In the Louisville game, he did run the wrong route.
Yeah,
he turned the wrong way.
Right. Jay, are you in there?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
All right, we doing good, Jay. What you got for us today?
So I just want to say, hope everybody having a good Sunday, man. Like and subscribe to the channel, man.
Thank you there, bro.
It's a personnel issue. Mario and this team got to know their personnel. As I keep saying, for the jump ball situation, you gotta give Josh Moore a chance. He's been doing this since I've been watching him in high school. He's 6'4". He's a big target. As you know, Carson back at Georgia, he loved them big receivers. He loved giving them jump ball in the end zone. Right? Gotta give Josh Moore a chance. But I don't know if y'all talked about the whole playoff committee and everything. I don't know if y'all talked about it. But what I see is when it comes to Miami, all the rules apply for Miami except everybody else.
That's what I said.
And I feel like as you said, you know this team is clicking and this team is dangerous, and we give anybody problems in the playoffs. You have freshman All-American, if not the freshman of the year this year, in Tony. Everybody want to see Tony. And in the Mel Kiper board, you got the top 2 DNs in Bain and Mesidor off the boards. First round automatically. Right. They know what they got to do. If Duke wins, that means James Madison goes through. Who the fuck want to see James Madison?
Facts.
Who wants the ACC is a joke because I listened to Cordell Jones said it yesterday, and I said you gotta these guys don't know football. You played Notre Dame had 10 months to prepare for Miami. And the day of the game, Miami was the underdog. And you came down here and you got your ass beat in the Hard Rock. And then you went back up to Texas A&M and got your ass beat. And you know what the committee did? They kept them at 23. They
Right.
never got out of the rankings. And then what the ACC, what was pissed me off about it, nobody remembers that this Notre Dame team who played Ohio State last year in the championship lost to NIU at home, Northern
Right.
Illinois.
At the beginning of the season.
Right. So what is so confusing to me is that the rules apply to only University of Miami. They know if we get a chance, I don't see no team beating us in the playoffs. Oklahoma offense is horrible, and I'm happy we didn't get John Mateer. Texas A&M only got a quarterback. I don't fear none of their receivers. I don't fear KJ Concepcion.
No.
And we didn't even.
I didn't fear him when he was at Louisville.
Listen, I didn't even want him. I said, let me tell you, I've been watching Tony since he was at Heritage. I said, when Tony gets to UM, you're going to see. Now, the guy who came up here and said you got to feed these other receivers the ball, I'm going to tell him something. I agree, I'm going to tell him something. Tony's outworking these other guys, so he deserves these passes. When you come in as a 17-year-old and you get every single rep, you deserve the rep.
Yes, sir.
You got to earn your playing time at the University of Miami.
I mean, look
Talking like somebody that played before. Some plays some football before.
Look at your potential starters at receiver next year. Your top three. It's gonna be Malachi in the slot, JoJo on one side, and who you think gonna be on the other?
Josh Moore.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's dangerous right there.
I tell people all the time, bro. South Florida talent, when you recruit it the right way, nobody could stop you, dog.
That's dangerous right there.
I be trying to, you feel me? Like I be trying to come, like, you feel me? Be patient with Mario, but dog, you got a bunch of Hellcats and Ferraris on the bench.
I forgot about Ray. He gonna be there too.
Oh no, Ray gone. Inside out, Ray gone. I'm letting you know that right now. He gone.
You think he's transferring?
No, he gone. He gone. No, yeah, he gone. He gone.
He gonna transfer.
I'm telling you.
Now, do you think do you think it's because of the fit or
no?
So what's your perception of why he's leaving?
My perception is you're not gonna take Tony out of the slot.
Thank you.
You're not going to take Tony out of the slot. And then you got Nikar. You don't know where you want to put Nikar. Nikar is too small for the outside, and he's too small for the inside. You get what I'm saying? Then you got Chance Robinson who been hurt. Listen, you got toys on the bench.
Right.
You got some toys on the. Now look who's coming in now. You got Spafford, that receiver from Cal. He's fast coming in. You got that big 6'6" receiver from Iowa who you flip coming in. You got that receiver from North Carolina who's coming in. And I think I'm missing another receiver who's coming in. I can't remember the other. You got some boys coming in next year. But the downfall is these guys don't got film. So if they transfer, they kind of lose out because they don't got no film.
Right.
You see that hype? I said to myself, if I was Ray.
Now who's the guy? They got our boy from BYU. He's a kick returner. Is that Miriam?
Marion.
Okay, and what about the kid that transferred from Cincinnati? That's wide receiver.
Tony Johnson. He's out right now. He's injured.
He's hurt. Okay.
He's hurt.
Is he a senior or no?
He's a senior. He's gone. He started at FAU and he went up to Cincinnati. He started at FAU as a walk-on. Yeah,
he's gone. He's gone. Miriam gone. CJ Daniel gone.
Right.
So you'll have Josh Moore coming back. JoJo coming back. Malachi. Unless they can do something with Ray, he may transfer.
Ray, I'm telling you, Ray going. It ain't no May, bro. You got Uncle Luke
But see,
behind that kid, bro.
I know Luke is upset about that because he came from Luke team, and they feel like they thought he was supposed to be like Malachi. He was supposed to be the. They said Ray was supposed to be the truth.
They
Right.
fuck Ray over, bro. They fuck him over, bro. But listen, let me tell you something, dog. Have you ever been to an Edison game where Ray playing?
What game was that?
When he played for Edison High School in Miami. You have been to Edison game? Listen,
Mm-mm.
you give Ray that jet sweep. Oh my God. Oh my
Hey,
God.
but I guess the question is if he's getting beat out.
That's what I'm saying. It's just listen, it's just kind of like, don't be surprised. I'm letting y'all know right now. Do not be surprised if Lyle gone.
You think Lyle gonna be going
I think
too?
Lyle
Not
gonna be.
Yeah.
listen to me. Listen, that running back from West Boca coming in.
Oh yeah.
Javon Mallory. You think
Yeah.
Mallory going listen? Mario had to pull the plug and tell him, yo, while he's on his Alabama visit, like, yo, listen, we need you. You think he not gonna go to Alabama, come to Miami? Come on, bro. And he break tackles.
Right.
Mallory break tackles. You know what I'm saying? The thing I don't understand with Mario is that what does it take for these kids to be on the field?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like Upshaw is nice. Upshaw played with Ryan Williams in Alabama. I've been know Upshaw was nice, but why it took so long? These kids ain't trying to come and do the old days and sit behind somebody for 3-4 years. They trying to get on the field, bro. That's not the
Yeah.
old days no more, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's
I'm
true.
just being real.
So Fletcher gone and Brown is gone. That's gonna be
No. Brown staying. Brown is a redshirt freshman.
But how many years he played?
Brown got 2 more years because Brown was the freshman at Dakota State.
He was 2 years at North Dakota State.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year. That's
Talking
why
about
he
Shamar?
won that award for the most rushing yards. It was 1
Shamar
year.
Brown, we talking about?
Yeah.
Shamar
Marty?
Brown, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Look. Poizer's a freshman. Poizer's back. Lucas
Yep.
is back. OJ's gonna be a junior. Damari's gonna be, I think, a redshirt junior.
I'm just saying running back. I'm saying the running back.
Running backs. Brown is back. I think Fletcher might go, but Fletcher is a junior. I think he might go. It would make sense for him to go because he did good this year, right? So if coming back, you will have Brown, you will have Pringle, you will have Wheatley Humphrey, but I think Wheatley Humphrey might transfer because he ain't gonna get no burn. And coming in, you will have Mallory. But if Lau stay, Lau will be the top. But I think Lau injury just linger on throughout the season because after that Notre Dame game, he's just been injured. He hasn't had that pop.
He ain't been the same because he was. Lyle was what Pringle. Lyle last year showed you what Pringle doing now.
Pringle, let me tell you something. Pringle is so small and compact, and it's so hard to tackle him. He's so slippery between the tackles. I don't know why you bring that shit off the bench a long time ago.
Right. He was on the practice squad, then came over. And my thing is, if you balling on the practice squad, like if he balling against that defense, which the guy is saying he's been balling against that defense, he should have been over there sooner playing.
Listen, and to the guy who called in, the Mayfield dude, the same way how y'all be arguing about Beck, y'all was arguing about Cam not throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
Y'all was arguing about when Cam scrambling and always throwing interceptions. So my thing is, I'd rather take the sack and live another day.
Right.
Or throw the ball away. I mean, if Tony, let me tell you something, on a one-on-one coverage, bro, because Cam was doing the same thing with Xavier Restrepo. He was attacking Restrepo every play.
Right.
Every play to the point where we was like, well, Horton is open. When Sam Brown is open, like, let's just be honest, bro. Tony just get open.
Yeah, he just gets open.
He just get open. He knows. Right. Tony used to play quarterback in the league. He knows the spots on the field.
Right.
What are we saying?
Yeah.
Nobody said nothing when Beck was throwing the ball to Bowers every play.
Right.
What are we saying? I could say the tight end usage could be a little bit better.
Right.
But what are we talking about right now? He's going to complain and say, well, it's Tony. I get it. Yesterday, he spread the ball around a little bit. It's just that, dog, Tony don't drop passes, bro.
If you don't drop passes and you get open, that's the name of the game. If they thought they was overusing them, then they will pull him out. But the man is getting open. He a young guy.
Dog, the
He
man
don't take
just
he don't take big hits during the game either. A lot of people don't.
he is so smart when it comes to the route concept. He said high school routes. He said
Right.
high school routes, and I'm gonna say this about the high school routes. Let these people do their job, because if you knew routes, you would have been there coaching.
Right.
If you
True.
knew what you knew, you'd have been there coaching. Let these people do their job. Let these
Hey,
people do their job, man.
facts. Facts.
Tony's a hell of a player. I'm not taking him out the game for Ray Ray. I'm sorry. It sucks.
Nah,
You gave JoJo a chance. JoJo was supposed to go out versus Syracuse. JoJo dropped 2 passes, dog.
Right.
Baker's not comfortable. You gonna throw the ball to whoever you comfortable with.
Facts.
That's who
Hey,
you gonna throw the ball to. I'm just gonna be real with you. I can say for Josh Moore, because Josh Moore is a dog, I could give Josh Moore a little bit jump balls.
right.
Cool. All right. I'm satisfied with that. I'm not saying JoJo is not trash, but JoJo haven't played the whole season.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't. The only thing I kind of, you may disagree with me. He had that touchdown at SMU,
Right.
and then they went back to him, and he bobbled that ball,
Right.
and he picked.
Right.
And they didn't go back to him anymore after that.
I agree with you. They should have
Right.
never did that, because when
I think they should have stayed. It's
Yeah.
like riding a motorcycle. You know,
Right.
everybody
Thank you.
ride a,
Yep.
everybody ride a motorcycle, lay a bike down, but the key is to get back up and
Hey, but the
ride again.
context was that he already was in the doghouse. When
Yeah.
you're in the doghouse, you got a short leash already. You know, so
when he bobbled that ball and SMU picked it off and then they scored, that put him back in the kind of the doghouse a little
right.
bit.
you don't do that. You what Ryan Williams did when he dropped that wide open bomb. What they did, they kept him in the game, right?
Right.
Georgia was going to get 200 yards that game. I promise you.
Right.
That was going to be his breakout game. He was going to have about 200 yards, about 3 touchdowns. I promise you. Georgia a dog, bro. But whatever he was doing, he wasn't focused. Hey, you see what talent do when they focus. Look at Tony.
Right.
If he doesn't win All-American freshman of the year, and you got another freshman over there, a lot of people ain't talking about who gonna win it. Who gonna be All-American freshman, and that's Bryce Fitzgerald. That's
Yeah.
Bryce Fitzgerald. You was trying to wonder about when he was looking for the safety. Me personally, yeah, I like Jacoby Thomas, but if you didn't get Thomas,
Right.
shit.
Right.
Hey, Fitzgerald a dog, boy.
Yeah.
Poyser
Hey,
a dog too.
my man that got hurt that was playing the nickel.
Keontae
Yeah,
Scott.
Scott.
He came from Ole Miss, right?
No, he
No.
he was at Auburn, and then he transferred
That's
to
right.
Houston. He transferred to Houston. And then he came back over here
Is
because
this his senior year?
yeah, he's gone. He was with
gone.
Zach Estridge. But remember, we really wanted AJ Holsey from LSU when he came down and take that picture with Rick Ross.
Right.
And then we was mad. So that's when Jacoby Thomas hopped in the transfer portal. And then we was like, okay, but Thomas can't really play the free. So we was trying to wonder, okay, we got 2 strong safety in Poyser and Thomas. But then when you got Bryce Fitzgerald, you remember Fitzgerald enrolled in the summer. We didn't know what he could bring to the table. And you see what he could bring. He sealed the game this week.
Right.
I mean, the game was already over with.
Right.
But the committee got to listen. You got to put pressure on the committee, dog. Nick Saban said it. If Miami get in, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You got to put pressure on
the
people
big
in,
dogs
bro.
are putting that pressure on them. Now, I hate to cut you off. We don't have to wrap this show up though. It's getting kind of late. I appreciate you, AJ. Subscribe to the channel. If you got my email, shoot me an email. I like to rap with you behind the scenes.
All right, no problem. I got you.
All right, there. We're finna wrap this up for
Appreciate you,
today.
man.
Big
All
Ed
right, man. Y'all be
Eve.
safe.
All right, now, bro. Big Ed Eve. This is a spirited show. We got a lot going on, but we're gonna have to wrap this up because I got to get off at the 2-hour mark before it start doing crazy stuff on us. And I'm gonna wrap with you later on about some things too. So about the playoff games and stuff like that. So hopefully,
I mean, that's cool, man. I want to shout out everybody that tuned in. Shout out my guys. I want to shout out TC.
what's up, TC?
I got a lot of respect for TC, man. He coached us in high school, and I know he know ball. I know he know what he talking about, and I know he ain't no hater.
Right.
I want to shout out my guy Nigel. He a big old friend of mine from the airline days. He a big Georgia fan.
Oh, he was up in here?
No, he reached out to me on Facebook.
Okay.
So, I want to shout out everybody, man. It's we all love college football. We love our teams, and I just want to see some transparency and some consistency with what's going on
Right.
with everything. I don't care what team it is. If the team is good, they're good,
Right.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up with my team. And I know people ain't on the fence about Miami. Either you like Miami or you
Or
don't.
you don't. Hey,
One way or the other. You like the Canes or you don't like the Canes. And I'm cool with that. It's just just be fair and even with it. That's all I ask. Be fair and even with it. And I don't think that this committee is fair or life ain't fair, but they're not being